Welcome to Degrees of Maternity, a channel devoted to nurturing real personal and professional growth by bringing about a sense of self-awareness and encouraging life improvements for the long term. I invite you to pull up a seat, sit down at the table, and make yourself comfortable. I want you to feel at home because today's discussion has everything to do with the real you. Now, if you're new to this channel, I'd appreciate it if you'd continue to visit me. So why don't you go ahead and click on the subscribe button below, as well as hit the notification bell so you can be alerted whenever a new video comes out. I also know how valuable your time is, so I've got a win-win proposition for you. I promise to put out videos that you can listen and learn from while multitasking too. So if you need to do things around the house while listening, feel free to do so. And if you just want something to listen to while you drive around town in your car or take a leisurely walk outside or rest in your favorite comfy chair, feel free to do that too. The table discussions can most definitely serve their purpose away from the table as well. So be free. Okay, well, enough of that. Let's get into it. You know, I hear a lot of advice from a lot of people, YouTubers especially, and you'll appreciate what I'm saying here. After all, you are listening to me on YouTube at this very moment. Anyway, I hear these online content creators put out their top advice for getting things done, such as stressing the importance of organizing your day through scheduling your to-dos on a calendar, planner, or some other organizational device, writing out lists to keep you on track for what's on the agenda for the day, having accountability partners to make sure you're getting things done and meeting deadlines, using technology such as timers and alarms to keep you on track, and getting up early to get the most out of your day, to name a few. And I'm not saying these aren't top pieces of advice that you should incorporate into your daily life. Honestly, some of the advice that I've heard of and witnessed other content creators using are absolutely essential techniques that I'm trying to incorporate within my daily, weekly routine and make a part of how I conduct my life. I recognize them as ways of being that will help create more structure to what it is I do in the course of a day. As a matter of fact, I crave for ways to make myself more efficient in what I do so that I can get the most out of my day. And I've recently been in the process of delivering some of this same advice to others. Not because there's a sense of New Year's resolving in the air. No. My desire to improve the methods I choose to get things done has less to do with external forces on the outside and more to do with internal forces like how I'm feeling inside about the way I guide my house as a wife, mother, and entrepreneur. So let's talk about the internal aspects of getting things done, because you know I'm going there. Look, the biggest, most important strategic method for accomplishing your daily tasks, your goals, dreams, visions, and purpose is getting your mindset right. This is a heart thing, people, just like everything else of significance to you that you fully put yourself into. And I'll be using the mind and heart interchangeably throughout this video because they are very much one and the same at times and work hand in hand in defining who your true inner man and woman are. I'm talking about the person on the inside, the who makes you who you are, the real you. Let me tell you something. You can try to implement any type of life improvement program in your life with step-by-step directions to help you proceed through the process with everything defined and laid out for you and explained in full detail for that tried and true recipe for success. But if your head, your heart, and your soul aren't in it to win it, then no amount of programming in the world, no tips, tricks, hints, and hacks can help you to make the dream a reality. Not until you get that mind right. Welcome to the University on the Real. What makes you a productive force of nature is not all the outside tactics you use. It's the you who uses them. And the version of you that people see on the outside is not my focus for today's discussion. It's that mental fortitude of yours in times of ease and adversity, your mindset, your heart. It's your personality, your thoughts and feelings, your desires, your attitude toward life, your disposition, the character you portray behind closed doors, in your family life and before the world. It's your perspective and view on life. It's your hopes and dreams, fears and doubts. It's your intuition. It's what you feel and how you feel, and your ability to reason. It also has a lot to do with your capabilities and potential now and into the future. I'm talking about those things that make you who you are individually and uniquely from anybody else in this world, no matter how hard you might try to copycat someone else's persona or way of being. I think that many times individuals new to some type of venture, endeavor, task, or process tend to look for people to pattern off of who've been there and done that and have achieved some level of success in their lives. The newbie doesn't want to recreate the wheel, but would rather take the wheel that has already been designed and work it for his or her good to achieve that same level of success that the other person has achieved, if possible. And rightfully so. I totally get it. And that's how I operate too. Look to the experts for guidance and use their stuff where you can. But don't stop there. Use their stuff and make it your own. Tweak it to work for you and to show some sign of your fingerprint on it. So I'm going to stop here and quote a passage from my self-published book, Playground Instruction for the Growing Adult. And here we go. Don't copy another person's thing. Do your own. I discussed this to-do item extensively in the Real Talk Before the Lessons chapter, but thought it was important enough to reiterate here. To be an authentic you, I need for you to focus on yourself when pursuing new things or getting things done. It's all right to observe, learn, and pattern off of the successful strategies and processes of others, but just make sure that you're putting your own flair into the mix while doing so. Here's another way to look at it. Take a great recipe that is foolproof, meaning it repetitively works and is difficult to mess up, and experiment with it by adding your secret sauce or special flavoring to the mixture. And voila, there you have it. A unique masterpiece that didn't require you to reinvent the wheel or reek of copycat tendencies. Keep in mind that people have complex compositions that consist of a diverse set of circumstances, backgrounds, experiences, perspectives, personalities, inner workings, outer workings, influences, intentions, motivations, and the like. So, the next person's way doesn't have to be your way, but it doesn't have to mean the by way either. It just means the steps that worked for someone else may not be the exact blueprint that sets up the right foundation for your success. Use the parts of the blueprint that move you toward your goal, discard the parts that don't benefit you, and add your own instructions to the blueprint as you go along. If we were meant to be the identical clone of one another, then why is each human being marked with his or her own distinct fingerprint? Blueprint, fingerprint, it doesn't really matter. Put your personal stamp, or in this case, print, on the world. Now that I took you through that quote, I'm going to switch gears and take you on another track. So come along with me and keep in mind everything that I've said to you thus far. Until a person gets to the point that he or she is just tired of not getting accomplished what he or she wants to, then nothing is really going to be done about it. I mean, you just have to get to the point where you're like, I want this, or I want to accomplish this, and I'm going to do the work. Do whatever it takes, within reason, of course, to get it done or to make it happen. The whatever it is that you're seeking to get done has to become that important to you to where you're ready to take it on with all the good, bad, pretty, and ugly that may come with it. You have to get to that place where it, whatever it is, becomes necessary for you to put some required action into the mix. You might be wondering, well, what gets a person to that point? I mean, how do you get to the point where you're ready to act on that particular task, goal, or dream that you've been thinking and talking about for so long, but never quite put the pedal to the metal and moved on it? That, my friend, I can't answer for you, because every individual on the face of the earth is so incredibly unique, and arriving to that point or place is different for everyone. Sometimes it's more of a have to do, where you have no more outs, and it could very well be life and death motivated, such as a person who must eat healthier or lose weight in order to have a chance to improve and sustain his or her life. Or it could be a situation where someone is faced with a must-meet-it deadline, or they lose benefits, money, or property if they don't meet expectations. Or it could be that someone gets fed up with seeing other people succeed in that same effort that he or she would like to experience. Finally, that person gets to the point of no return, where he or she is done spending energy on observing other people's successes and is ready to make that dream a reality in his or her own life. It may not be external forces that drive you to a place of action, like the first two examples I just provided for you. It might be something internal that clicks in the old mindset or heart, like the third example. And some of the rhetoric that you might start telling yourself is stuff like, "This is the time. I'm going to do it. Why put it off any longer? Why talk about it and never do anything about it? Why look at other people doing it and enjoy their successes, but never strive to achieve those same successes in my own life? Why research about how to do it, but never act on that research to get it done for myself?" Now, I don't want to wear out my welcome, so I think I'll conclude by pulling out some main points that I want to leave you with today. Remember, the inner you consists of those two interchangeable forces known as the mind and heart. They aren't exactly the same, but they play off of one another. Simply put, the mind is a heart thing and the heart is a mind thing. Sometimes they function one and the same, but not all the time. Have you ever had an inner conflict where the heart is telling you one thing, but then the mind is saying something totally different? Aha moment coming right up. That's the real you trying to reconcile what you're feeling and working out the next steps for how you should proceed with what you're struggling with. That inner conflict is so strong that it finally brings you to that face-to-face moment where you're currently at versus that place where you want to be. And when you arrive at this crossroads, that's when the real work can begin. The struggle is real, people. I can't tell you how to get to that point where the action takes place, because the action is driven by a unique heart and mind thing that only you can control for yourself. But I can offer some encouragement as you decide to take this journey that leads toward getting things done. I hope you all were edified by today's table talk. And if you enjoy this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Next video, I'll be coming back with a continuation of best advice for getting things done. So make sure and join me then. Until next time.